hello world of YouTube. In celebration of Nintendo dropping Wave 3 of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Pass today, I'm doing a follow-up to a video I dropped earlier this year that was also made in anticipation for an earlier wave of these Booster Pass tracks. The other side of the coin to the best Mario Kart tracks video, the top 11 worst Mario Kart tracks video. Tracks that I just don't like to replay for one reason or another. Going from 11 to 1, increasing in distaste for the more that the list goes on. Some dishonorable mentions listed in the description. Give it a like if you're excited, and let's go ahead and dive on in.
What is it? It's all brown.
Now, this was not the level that inspired that quote, but I feel like Choco Mountain is a bad translation of a solid level idea from Super Mario Kart. I like the chocolate levels. Choco Mountain feels like the least interesting course from a layout perspective, from a design perspective. The only real obstacle are the boulders, which are so easy to dodge. And while they tried to add more visual flair in the recent version that I did appreciate, I still just don't really like the use of the chocolate gimmick on the level. I think it's an instance where Nintendo had an idea and they just failed at executing on said idea.
Here we go again.
I can be anything.
Same old shit. What?
Obviously, I like this archetype. I like that this set a foundation from which the series would grow and expand on into some really, really fun levels. However, this basic-ass foundation should have been left in the past. Nintendo keeps bringing this version of the course into the series without updating it. Even in the most recent entry, where they updated what I would argue is another dated, basic version of the course, but kept this one intact. What the hell, Nintendo? I get it. It's the foundation, it set the standard. But this is such a boring-ass track. You know, it's strange. I'll be talking about ghost and spooky adjacent levels a handful of times on this list, and it's not because I hate the use of the concept, obviously. You guys know I like scary things, spooky concepts, ghosts and the like. But with the case of Luigi's Mansion, I feel like it's them attempting to inject a newer idea within the Mario camp unsuccessfully. They'll do it better in later adaptations, but in Luigi's Mansion, I just feel like they missed the mark as far as making a spooky style level. I don't think that there's enough like ghosts and stuff in a game based in ghost hunting. I don't think there's a single ghost in it. The graveyard's too brief, and you're stuck in that muddy portion for way too long. Snaking on this level, by and large, whether it's the tight corridors or throughout the slick swamp, just leave me uninterested, by and large. While complaining about ice physics is a very common thing among gamers, Frappe Snowland is a completely different piece of that argument. The visual style of this doesn't evoke the same greatness that a good snow level can. Hell, the other snow level in Mario Kart 64 visually, I think, comes together pretty well. The tall hills in Frappe Snowland are dull as hell to look at, and while the snowman gimmick is a cool idea to focus on in theory, there's way too many in the fucking field of snowmen standing in front of the giant-ass snowman Mario. This level visually is just a mess, and I think if you're looking at N64 era Mario Kart courses, I would argue Frappe Snowland is one of the most dull. I like the idea of tackling electronic music in a level design aesthetic, especially given Music Park turned out so well. However, I feel like Electrodome just doesn't capture the same magic that Music Park does. I feel like the sterile look of the level evokes not electronic music in a way that I think that the level design creators were hoping, and I feel like it doesn't quite excite me in the same way that Music Park does. It does try with its music and its lights, but I don't think that it quite sticks the landing, and I think it's also kind of a boring use of the concept, in my opinion. Now, I know I ragged on Rainbow Road's visual design, and I just ragged on the basic look of Electrodome, but the other Super Mario Kart and Mario Kart Super Circuit entries on this list, I'm not going to be criticizing the looks of, because I do understand that those games still thrive within the limits of their hardware in an endearing, dated sort of way. My issue with Vanilla Lake 1 is more that it's an ice level on Super Mario Kart. This level sucks ass. I don't like the ice physics in either Vanilla Lake level, but Vanilla Lake 1 is just a little bit more frustrating to me than 2. Welcome to a spooky little corner of the list where we have Broken Pier, a level that feels like the archetype for the future of the Ghost series. It feels like a prequel to the Ghost Valley tracks that would come in Super Circuit, oddly enough. But Broken Pier has ghosts, it has the feel of a Boo Lake style track, but with a different aesthetic, kind of. The biggest problem with this is that while it is tough with its turns and jumps and stuff, you've also got these boos that invade your space and grab your cart and shake you around sometimes, and it can be kind of obnoxious on harder difficulties or in more chaotic environments that I just don't think warrant replays as much as other courses in Super Circuit. And what could be worse than a relatively difficult ghost level? An impossible ghost level. One of the strengths I could say about Super Mario Kart is that the ghost levels are probably the best reuse of an asset, because that game's track design is all built around the reuse of assets, because it's the Super Nintendo. But Ghost Valley 3's increase in difficulty, like, really, I think it's smart. Ghost Valley 3 is just a bridge too far. That level, the lack of walls, the chaos that ensues, it's just not worth it, man. It's really not worth it. You know, normally when the beach levels introduce a concept, it seems important to the level's design. Case in point, Double Dash's beach level has the flipper dudes from Sunshine, and they matter. But Koopa Troopa Beach in Mario Kart 64 has all of these ideas, these ramps, this other huge ramp. But the shortcut's way too tight of a window to get into. That ramp goes nowhere, and the other ramps feel so pointless given they're on a shore that usually is falling down by the time you get to that point on the track. This is an attempt at a beach level that just flops. It's funny, this is a course that I know I loved as a kid, but playing it as an adult, I just don't enjoy going back to whatsoever. And it has to do with one particular portion that I don't remember ever frustrating me as a kid, but I gotta tell you, this bat portion can fuck right off. I think that this is a good modernization of a staple in the Mario Kart track archetypes. The ghost levels are as big as the rainbow roads and the beaches, and I think that this has some ideas that I enjoy, but man, that bat section can just go fuck itself. Yoshi and Mario Kart kind of go hand in hand. Yoshi's got a lot of levels in Mario Kart, and to be honest, a handful of them are kind of stinkers. Case in point, my least favorite Mario Kart course, Yoshi Valley. Yoshi Valley is cool in concept, you know, a map that withholds your place and you really don't know where you're at until maybe the last stretch when you can see if anyone's in front of or behind you, and you can learn the course enough to kind of figure out your own positioning. I just don't like playing this course. I think that the design of it doesn't feel fun to race on, so that in tandem with not even knowing where I'm at in the rankings just makes for a sour experience in my opinion. It also just feels weird in theming. Why is Yoshi's Valley the map where you don't know your positioning? Why isn't it the Forest of Illusion? That makes so much more sense.
Am I out of the fucking forest?
Yeah.
I didn't get the Blue Switch Palace.
I don't know what the Booster's Palace is. Or no! What's the secret level to get to the 5th castle? What's going on?
Can someone tell me what is happening?
What's happening? I'm so confused.
I am so generally lost.
I am so confused. And that was my list. Did you like it? Did you not? Let me know your thoughts on it and some of your least favorite Mario Kart tracks in the comments down below. And if you did like it, give it a like. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. I drop 4 vids a week, and I also stream on Twitch. I'm actually streaming as of posting this video. I'm doing the 3rd wave of the Booster Pass tracks in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So if you want to talk about this video on there, feel free to hop on in. I might be playing some other stuff afterwards. Who knows? But either way, hopefully you enjoyed it. I'm going to go. Thank you again so very much for watching. I've been Viral Rack. You guys have good days, lives, and situations, and I'll see you another day.